What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Unparalleled Universe for another action figure review, and today we'll be looking at the brand new Marvel Select Star-Lord figure from Diamond Select, and this is based on his look from Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, and he also comes with a little Rocket Raccoon figure that they kind of try to play off like it's an accessory, but it's basically two figures for one, so it's pretty cool. And here's a quick look at the packaging. It's the same packaging that Diamond Select has been using for the last 15 years. It looks nice, but it's not collector friendly, so once you open it up, it's garbage, but it does look cool for people that want to leave their figures in the packaging. And here on the front you're able to see the figure itself, and then you could see the other accessories that he comes with, and then you could also see Rocket Raccoon here, and then on the side you get some nice looking artwork. And then on the back of the packaging you're able to see the figures again, and then you could see that they also released Drax that comes along with Groot. And then there's a little bio of Star-Lord on the back, and then there's a little bit of information on the figure, and then down here at the bottom it shows you that it's sculpted by Gentle Giant Studios, and that's awesome that they always credit the sculptor. Not every time, but most of the time with Diamond Select they credit the sculptor, so that's great that they do that. And I actually really like the design of this packaging. I like the different colors and things they used. It really reminds me of the movie, so that's pretty cool. And yeah, that's it for the packaging, so let's get right into the figure. So let's start off with Star-Lord's articulation. So his head is able to move side to side. There isn't really too much tilt to it because it's pretty tight onto the joint there, but it does come down to about right there. Then he could look almost all the way up, pretty much all the way up. The back of his helmet doesn't really get in the way at all. And then for his torso, he's got a torso joint just right there, and it could twist side to side. It could tilt a pretty decent amount, and it could crunch. Let's see, could crunch a little bit, not too bad at all. It could go back, but if you push it too far back, then you could kind of see it. You could kind of see a gap right there in the mid torso, but it does go back. It does go back a little bit. It's kind of hard to tell here because the jacket's in the way and everything, but this torso joint does have some pretty good movement compared to some other Marvel Select figures, so that's pretty cool. I was a little bit surprised about how much movement there was there, so that's pretty good. I'm happy about that. It definitely has some movement there, and sometimes Marvel Select figures will have that cut but barely any movement, so it's good to see that he's got some nice movement. And then for his arms, they're able to go all the way around. On this side the shoulder pad will kind of get in the way, so you probably don't want to swing it all the way up like that, but this arm could go all the way around. Then they come out to the side. There's no upper bicep swivel. There is a swivel here at the elbow though, and then a single jointed elbow. He's got a swivel at the hand, and then a hinge at the hand, but it's really tight, but it's there. And then no waist swivel, but his legs have these joints that not everybody is a fan of, but I'm okay with them in most cases. But his legs are able to come out to the side about that much, pretty much do the splits, and then they could kind of go back all the way. They can kick forward pretty much all the way. And then he has upper thigh swivel, double jointed knees, no lower leg swivel, but he does have a swivel at the foot, so that's good. I really like these ankle joints that are able to swivel side to side and have the ankle rocker. It is tight, but it's definitely there. There it goes. So that's pretty good. And then it could tilt forward. Actually, this one's a little tight. It was tilting forward better here, but yeah, so you could tilt forward that much. Then it can't really tilt up because of the way the boots are designed. You have like these straps here, and then he has got like some sculpt work here on the foot that kind of keeps it from going up. But yeah, there's some pretty good movement there. So yeah, no big surprises as far as the articulation goes, but it is pretty good. It does have everything I think that he needs, so pretty happy about the articulation on Star-Lord. And for the articulation on Rocket Raccoon, it's actually really good. His head is able to move side to side. He can't really look up very much with just his head, but it kind of goes only to right there. But he can look down a really good amount. There's not really any tilt to it because his neck is kind of thick. Then his torso could kind of swivel it around there, could swivel side to side, get it to tilt a little bit, kind of get it to bend back a decent amount, kind of get it to crunch forward. It's pretty good. And then for his arms, they're able to go all the way around, able to come out to the side. You've got the single jointed elbows that also have a swivel. And then for his hands, you've got a swivel. And then for his legs, they come out to the side. Can't go back too much, only till about there. They come forward a really nice amount. And then he has single jointed knees that also have a swivel. And then at his foot, you've got a little bit of rocking to it. You got to kind of mess with it a little bit, but you could rock him side to side. And then you could get him to come forward a really nice amount and come up. So that's a really nice amount of articulation on this guy. Oh, and then his tail's articulated. Go up and down, swing around. So yeah, a really good amount of articulation. As for the mouth, it looks like it's supposed to be articulated, but mine appears to be stuck. I really hope I could get that taken care of, but yeah, it does look like it's articulated. I don't know if you could see the joint in the mouth there, but yeah, we'll see. But even if not, it's no big deal. It looks fine like that. So now for the accessories, that's where things kind of get strange, because for some reason Star-Lord only comes with one gun, and that's just bizarre to me. I couldn't really believe that. But once I kind of thought about it, I figured maybe because it's, you know, they had Rocket Raccoon in there with a couple of different accessories for him. Maybe they just had to cut a corner somewhere, so they just included one gun. Otherwise, I have no idea why they'd only include one gun, because whoever sees Star-Lord with one blaster, you know? So that's really, really strange. But anyways, he does come with one blaster, and it does look pretty cool. I like the colors at the end there. You could see like the purple and pink look really nice. And, you know, it's pretty much just the regular Star-Lord blaster, but it does look cool. But yeah, very strange that it only came with one. And then Rocket Raccoon comes with two little guns, two little futuristic sci-fi kind of crazy looking guns. And he's able to hold them pretty good, as you could see here. And here's a closer look at the guns that they come with. You got some pretty nice little paint details on here. This one is a little floppy, but it does look pretty cool. You got some blue paint here at the end. You got some blue paint here in the back. It's a cool little gun. And this one looks really cool too. You got like 3 barrels on there, and then some nice gold and blue details. And then just real quick, here's another look at that Star-Lord blaster, singular. But it looks, like I said, it looks cool too. I really like the way the purple here looks at the end. And just in case anyone's curious, he can hold the blasters that come with the Marvel Legends Star-Lord, and he can hold on to the blasters that come with the comic book Marvel Select Star-Lord that came out last year. And now for some size comparisons, here he is next to the Marvel Legends Adam Warlock and Marvel Legends Captain Universe. And then here he is alongside Marvel Legends comic book Rocket Raccoon and Marvel Legends comic book Star-Lord. And then here he is alongside the Civil War Captain America from Marvel Select and the Marvel Select Ant-Man. And then here he is next to the Marvel Select comic book Rocket Raccoon and Marvel Select comic book Star-Lord. And here's a look at Star-Lord hanging out with the SH Figure Arts Star-Lord and the Marvel Legends Star-Lord. And as you can see, he's much bigger than both of them. I'm pretty sure you're not going to be able to substitute this Marvel Select Star-Lord into any of your 6-inch displays. And as for Rocket Raccoon, I think that you could probably fit him into any of your displays. He kind of works for Marvel Legends Figure Arts. Not so much Figure Arts, actually. He does look a little big there. But I think he could work for your Marvel Legends Star-Lord if you'd want. Now for the sculpt work on Star-Lord, I think they did a pretty good job. There's a lot of nice details on him throughout his whole body. His jacket has some nice details, you can see here. Check that out, that looks really good. His gloves have some nice details. His pants have some really great looking details. His boots, all the sculpting looks really good. Gentle Giant always does a pretty nice job. This side too looks good. These little side things here, you know, they're supposed to be to like hold his gun, but there's really no way to hold his gun on there, you know. But just for the look. But it's soft rubber, so it doesn't really get in the way when you're moving his leg. And the jacket's pretty soft rubber too. And that looks pretty good. You got the t-shirt. One thing that kind of sucks is the red kind of rubs off on here. The red from the jacket kind of rubs off on his shirt. I'm not sure if you could see it there, but I could definitely see it in person. But yeah, look, the sculpting's pretty good. Got some nice details on the back here. And for the sculpting on the head, I think it looks pretty good, but I think it should have been painted a little better. I don't think the paint is very good on here. I mean, it's not horrible or sloppy or anything, but I think it could have just benefited from like a wash, maybe. or maybe some more metallic looking colors. But you know, it's not horrible. You do have some gold and stuff around the eyes and like the cheek area, on the sides. You got some gold on the back, and that's cool. But I just think you know, like a nice wash would have looked cool in here, and if the mask was a little more like a darker silver. But it's not horrible, so that's cool. Then you got the sculpted hair, that looks pretty good. But yeah, overall the sculpt is really good on this guy. And pretty much the same thing on Rocket. You can see that there's a lot of nice details on his uniform here. You got the little pouches, kind of shift around so they're not in the way of the articulation at all. Got some nice details on his pants here, and then even his feet are like claw-like, so that's cool. And actually, you got like a lower leg swivel there. That's cool. And you know, you got his tail, the stripes on it. That looks good. You got his little backpack thing. And then even his hands have like kind of look like a. Even his hands have like nails at the end that are kind of pokey. You can see that there. That's pretty cool. But yeah, some really nice details and paints on him. The paint is a little sloppy on the face, as you can see here. Kind of gets a little messy, but it's not a big deal. It's not horrible or anything. Aside from that, it looks pretty good. Got some nice paint details all in here, you know, some nice shading and stuff. So yeah, it looks pretty cool. I definitely like this Rocket figure. So overall, I'm pretty happy with the set. I do think that it's worth the $25 that you pay, especially because you're getting two figures. It's basically two for the price of one. And in my opinion, I don't think Star-Lord is amazing or anything, but he's cool and he has everything he needs. He's sculpted nice and he has really good articulation, or decent articulation. He has the articulation you'd come to expect from Marvel Select, so that's cool. I do think that it's ridiculous that he only came with one gun. I kind of thought it was because he included Rocket Raccoon, but if you think about the Gamora set that Marvel Select put out last year, that had a bunch of guns, Rocket Raccoon, a sword, and Gamora, so I don't see why they couldn't include two guns and Rocket Raccoon with Star-Lord. But I don't know, maybe it's different with the movie stuff, but it's hard to imagine that someone at Diamond was like, oh yeah, you know, one gun's cool, yeah, go ahead, one gun. That's crazy, that's just bizarre. But anyways, it is what it is, and you could throw your guns from the other Marvel Select Star-Lord figure and then you're good to go. And yeah, like I said, I think that it's worth the $25. You get, you know, Star-Lord, which is a pretty cool figure, but then you get Rocket Raccoon, that I think is a really good figure, and he'll be even better if I could get his mouth unstuck and then get that to move. But even as is, he has really good articulation. He's a really nice figure. I think that it's worth picking up over the Marvel Legends one. I never picked up that one. I didn't think $20 was worth it. I really wanted the Figure Arts one, but I wasn't going to pay $80 for it. So I'm very happy to have this guy to go along with my movie Guardians. But yeah, I think it's worth the $25 to pick up. And just so you know, you can't pop off Star-Lord's head or anything like that and put on the other, you know, like the Marvel Legends one. You can't pop it off without heating it up or something, so you'd have to do that. But yeah, other than that, I think it's a decent set. I'm happy I have it, but that's it. Thank you very much for watching. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and all that good stuff, and thank you very much. Peace.